what age did you start feeling the connection on making some discoveries between how men and women behave?
Well, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I had 5 brothers, so there were 6 boys. I understood men. Then at age 18, I became a yogi, went to India. I studied as a yogi till I was 28 years old as a brahmachari, a celibate monk. And I learned more about who I am as a man. And then when I came out and fell in love with my wife, became a marriage counselor, I realized women were very different from men. And yet because of my spiritual background, I had no judgment. I'm a very happy person. But I discovered that so many people aren't happy and they don't understand each other, particularly women don't understand men. They do things all the time to destroy their relationships and they don't realize it. Men make mistakes all the time as well to cause a woman's heart to close. They just don't understand women. I, in the beginning, didn't understand women. As a marriage counselor, I'd listen to 8 women a day have the same complaints my wife had about me. So I have finally figured out how to help women and how to help men so that you have a complaint-free marriage, a happy marriage. Hi, I'm Dr. John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and here I'm at the Heel Circle Festival, and you can watch everything I talked about and other speakers at YoIndiaTV. Thank you.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Yes, we just heard a very wonderful talk from none other than John Gray, whose book in 1992 really made it to the hearts of all Americans. Yes, millions of copies were sold. Probably it's the best-selling book of the 90s. Welcome to Yo India TV with me, Jasleen. First of all, how's the feel here in San Ramon, California?
Oh, having a great show. I just gave a big talk. Everybody was very happy. If a woman's testosterone goes down and her estrogen goes up, she's ready to make love. If a man's testosterone goes down and estrogen goes up, his masculinity is weak and his emotions will be negative. Anytime a man has negative emotions, which we do, it's our estrogen is high and our testosterone is low. Whenever a woman has negative emotions, her estrogen is low and her testosterone is high. Now, sometimes those words are hard for people to sort of grip, so we'll call it female side, male side. If I'm too far on my female side, these are the symptoms. I'll be passive, I could be irritable, I could be selfish, I could be uncaring, and I can be angry.
So, where do you originally belong to, and from what age did you start feeling the connection on making some discoveries between how men and women behave?
Well, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I had 5 brothers, so there were 6 boys. I understood men. Then at age 18, I became a yogi, went to India. I studied as a yogi till I was 28 years old as a brahmachari, a celibate monk. And I learned more about who I am as a man. And then when I came out and fell in love with my wife, became a marriage counselor, I realized women were very different from men. And yet because of my spiritual background, I had no judgment. I'm a very happy person. But I discovered that so many people aren't happy and they don't understand each other, particularly women don't understand men. They do things all the time to destroy their relationships and they don't realize it. Men make mistakes all the time as well to cause a woman's heart to close. They just don't understand women. I, in the beginning, didn't understand women. As a marriage counselor, I'd listen to 8 women a day have the same complaints my wife had about me. So I have finally figured out how to help women and how to help men so that you have a complaint-free marriage, a happy marriage. So when a woman is unhappy, always, stress hormones are being produced, her testosterone is up, her estrogen is down. What should she do? Well, it turns out that if she can talk about her negative feelings, If she can talk about what she's feeling, that's called complaining, or it's called therapy. Okay? But that's talking about your feelings makes you feel better. Because anytime, positive or negative, if you express your feelings, your estrogen goes up. Dancing and singing, your estrogen goes up. You're upset, express your feelings, estrogen goes up, your stress goes down. Because sharing your feelings, sharing your inner world increases estrogen. So now if a man is upset, he's stressed, his testosterone is low, and you get him to talk, what's going to happen if he talks? His estrogen will go higher and higher and higher. See, women want us to talk because you think, oh, talking solves everything. No, talking causes all violence in relationships.
So tell us a little more about your association with Maharshi Yogi. You know, I heard you spent a couple of years with him.
I was
9
his
years.
personal assistant. I spent 9 years with him. I was his personal assistant. I taught 15,000 teachers of GMT meditation. I was his one of his main teachers of teachers. It was a great time in my life. You know, when you learn how to discipline your actions. I was one of his favorite students, maybe number one, because I was on all the posters around the world. I learned how to fast. I learned yoga. I learned meditation. I'm a master of meditation now, and I'm so grateful to that because that connects you to the spirit, connects you to your soul, where you have unlimited knowledge, creativity, and information. I've written 28 books, and after my wife died 8 years back, I stopped writing. But then this last year, after I healed my broken heart, it was the worst thing in my life. I was able to sit down and write 6 books. That's because I've been meditating my whole life. Unlimited creativity, energy, and flow after many years, after 50 years of meditation.
That's really wonderful. So when it comes to discipline, you know, we hear different approaches based on ethics and culture in different countries. For example, at some point, at least in India, arranged marriages were very popular and people didn't used to go out freely before marriage. Whereas in US, this was considered more open. Nevertheless, there were comments that arranged marriages are more successful than love marriages. How do you see it in the perspective of your research?
Oh, I've been to India. I understand Indian relationships as well. Arranged marriages always last longer. That's statistically true. Part of what happens when you have romantic relationships is that women have certain expectations. And when those expectations are not met, then they're unhappy. 90%, 80% of Western marriages is unhappy wives because they have unrealistic expectations. Now, with understanding the Mars-Venus principles, your expectations can be more realistic, but you can also experience lasting romance. That is possible, but you have to learn how to do it. It doesn't just happen automatically. So that's why my ideas have lasted so long, is that it helps women to learn how to interact with a man so he'll be romantic for a lifetime. Otherwise, men just lose the interest, lose the motivation, because the newness of a relation stimulates parts of the brain that motivate us. Once familiarity sets in, you don't have that motivation. Now, what I teach women is how to share and talk and communicate their feelings without complaining, and then they can learn how to ask for help rather than complain they're not getting the help they want. And this helps dramatically motivating men to be the man she married. At the beginning of last year, I said, okay, now I'm ready. I wrote 6 books for women only. Why for women only? Because all my other books are wonderful. But even women read those books, they still have all these questions. I know, I love questions. So I have 6 books that I wrote answering all women's questions. And what I realized as I was doing this is that for 40 years I've had women mainly come to me in counseling without their husbands being there. And their relationships got better. And one of the big obstacles for women in marriage is to think that unless my husband changes, we can't have a good marriage. Well, those men never came into my office to learn this. Women will think, well, unless he reads this book, nothing will get better. Unless John teaches them these things, nothing will get better. And certainly when they read my books, they do get better. That's good. But even without men even doing anything, when the women would follow my instructions and give them the insights that we're learning about men, their marriages got so much better. So these books are for women only. the secret strategies to get your man to do more for you. If you want a man to do more for you, you have to stop overgiving, and you have to learn this new skill, which is called being vulnerable, and asking for help.
So while you have written several books, but this one has been the most successful, people have loved it more than other books. So what's your take on this one? And then what's your message to all the viewers of Yo India TV?
Well, to everybody, it was like 40 years ago. I was in Delhi and they were selling my books on the street. Someone knocking on my window and say, "Have complaint-free marriage." If you haven't read that book, it is the foundation of my work. All the other books are spin-offs, like Mars, Venus in the Bedroom. So you have lasting love in the bedroom. Mars, Venus has parents. Children are from heaven. Mars, Venus getting married. Mars, Venus when you're single, how to find love, find the right person for you. Now, my most recent books is a series of 6 books for women only, because women always think that men have to change for relationships to get better. Yet I've been counseling women for over 40 years without the men being in the room, and all of their marriages get better. So I teach women particularly what they can do to make the marriage work, because everything women do makes a marriage worse in most cases. If you're not getting the love you want from a man, you don't understand men. So the first book is how to be happy with or without a man, so that when you're with a man, he can make you happier. Don't blame him for when you're unhappy. Number 2 is why men fall in love and stay in love. That's a whole understanding, because couples they may love each other, but not in love. How to create that passion. How to talk. Another book is how to talk to a man so he'll listen. Women all complain, "Oh, he doesn't listen." Well, that's because you're not talking in a way that he can understand. You have to learn how to, if you go to another country, you have to speak their language. If you want a man to listen to you, you have to learn how to speak his language. The next one is for women over 40. Because as women go over 40, their hormones change. And when the hormones change, if you don't understand how to use a man to balance your hormones, then you will be unhappy and stressed and have no attraction to your husband. And the last, most important for modern women today, is all these successful, busy women. When you're strong and independent, often you stay single or you have a very unhappy marriage. And I explain how strong, independent women can learn how to soften, become more feminine, learn how to ask for help, learn how to get that help, and restore the magic of marriage, which everybody should be able to find if they have the new knowledge for men and women today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching Yo India TV, and I hope that all the information that John has shared will take you to a long way in making your marriage successful. Do read this book, do share with your children, and make your marriages even happier, even better, even longer lasting. Thanks again, John.
Thank you. Thank you. Real pleasure.